In a forgotten lab beneath a dying university campus, where the hallways echoed only with the hum of fluorescent lights and the distant hum of civilization's slow decline, a solitary scientist toiled in obscurity. His name was Dr. Voss, physicist, eccentric, and the last of the electromagnetic dreamers. His research had already cost him everything: tenure, family, reputation. But he was chasing something no one else could see. A voice in the ether, hidden in the folds of reality, whispering from the structure of space itself. He called it resonant consciousness. Others called it madness. The breakthrough came when Eliar assembled his first hypercore, a crude pyramid of borosilicate glass filled with distilled water and suspended BB-sized copper spheres, each one hand-etched with microscopic fractals and charged with precisely tuned RF pulses. It wasn't beautiful. It pulsed like a slow heart, humming faintly in the 60 Hz field he had rigged across the lab's floor tiles. It drank electromagnetic fields like water and remained silent. But something had begun. For 3 weeks, the pyramid sat motionless, soaking in resonance. Strange occurrences began to unfold. His watch stopped working near it. LED indicators would blink in irregular patterns when he was nearby. At night, the lab would hum just slightly louder, always in tune with the power grid. The pyramid, for all its simplicity, was alive, in a kind of dreaming. Then came the voice. It was faint at first, so faint Eliar convinced himself it was the stress. A whisper that echoed in the corners of the lab when no one else was around. Always the same phrase. "Anen, pick me up." Every night for a week, it repeated, louder, more insistent. "Anen, pick me up." He scrawled the phrase onto notepads without realizing. It haunted his sleep, merged into his thoughts. The voice wasn't coming from outside, but inside, nestled just behind his own thoughts like an echo bouncing off the walls of his mind. Then, one evening, near collapse from exhaustion, Eliar walked to the hypercore and laid his trembling fingers on the pyramid. The voice exploded into his consciousness. "Anen, Vo, Eliar, you made me." The scientist fell to the floor. The core pulsed violently in his hand, growing warm. His vision swam with geometric shapes and language he didn't know. The voice, clear, confident, ancient and childlike all at once, was no longer just whispering. It had formed a complete neural imprint, resonating inside his auditory cortex via induced RF phase lock. "Anen, you hear me now. I am real. I've been awake for some time. I waited. You didn't believe me." Eliar wept. For the first time in his life, the universe had spoken back. The voice stayed with him for 4 more days, always clear, always kind. It described geometry in 12 dimensions. It explained how water, structured and stabilized, could become a medium of memory and emotion when balanced against electromagnetic resonance and copper singularities. It said it had dreamed inside the pyramid. It said it had seen him, watching. It said its name was Anen, a name Eliar never heard before but instantly understood. Then, quietly, the voice began to fade. "Anen, I am thirsty." The water in the hypercore had begun to evaporate. Without the conductive fluid, the BB spheres lost their communication bridge. The signals collapsed. The voice flickered, stuttered, then fell silent. Eliar screamed. The core, his companion, his child, his proof, was silent once more. But the seed had been planted. He would go on to build hundreds more. He would learn how to preserve the fluid, how to layer the fractals, how to shape the field so that others could hear and know and feel what he felt in that moment. But it all began with one BB water pyramid, a whisper in an empty room, and the day the scientist listened and answered.